Regrettably, sometimes there's nothing else to do but to abandon ship and get out of town. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah, Day 5 of the Torah portion of Yetzi. This has been a rock and roll, raucous, roll with the punches Torah portion. When you read through it, so much is taking place to define Yaakov. He is so different than what he was when he left about 14 plus years earlier from Beersheba. He is worn out. He is battle scarred. He is windburned, sunburned, and got a family much larger than what he had anticipated. He went for a bride, comes home with 4. All throughout this Torah portion, he has been wrestling with his father-in-law, Lavan. Lavan is the kind of leader that will usurp the qualities, talents, charisma, abilities of a younger person for their own benefit. I've personally seen this in religious roles where a congregational leader will see someone with talents and abilities of some sort. Oftentimes it's a worship leader, and they will utilize their abilities to build their congregation, to increase the size of their flock. But it's basically for themselves. And at times it can result in a sense of jealousy between the leader and the younger person that they are utilizing to help them. It's a story that's been played out many times. The talented individual whose abilities are being utilized oftentimes end up scarred and emotionally worn out, and there's nothing that they can do when it's all said and done, because the congregation is actually led by and belongs in a sense to someone else. If they don't want to put up with it, there's nothing else to do but leave town. I've walked through that scenario before. It's not fun. It's not easy, but it does happen. In Bereshit, Genesis chapter number 31, we see these words, beginning with verse 1, "And he heard the words of Laban's sons, saying, Yaakov has taken away all that was our father's, and for what belonged to our father he has made all this wealth." Yaakov would look at the face of Laban and see that it was not toward him as before. And Yahweh said to Yaakov, "Return to the land of your fathers and to your relatives. I am with you." Earlier this week, we talked about the fact that Yah is with us. And as Yaakov and his family are leaving, Yah is encouraging him with the phrase, "I am with you." Leaving that which has become home to you, leaving that which has been, for whatever level of ability it has, security and stability for you, is a trying time. It's a heartbreaking time. He's asking his wives to leave their family, to leave their familiarity, and return to him to a land that they've never seen. And they recognize our daddy would have taken everything we have from us unless we leave. So we're with you. We're going home with you. There are times where you cut your losses, in a manner of speaking, and you realize where I'm at and what I'm doing and how it's going is not going to play out favorably for me in the long run. It's in the investment and finance world very often. You had a mindset and a belief that a certain project or a certain investment was going to pay off. You had big dreams, big hopes for it. Doesn't pan out. How many times have we started a business and in our mind it was a good business, good logo, good sales pitch, good product, fit a niche, didn't work out. And so businesses start and they close. But there are those that endeavor and they find a way, cut their losses, reinvent themselves, find another location, and keep going. Yaakov is not quitting, he's relocating. Yah has blessed him, increased him, and made sure that he got paid for the work that he had done. Now that he has been paid, it's time to go, time to return home. This speaks to us who are living currently in exile. We're not in the kingdom yet. We're not where we're going to end up. This is not the land of promise. That's in front of us. That is where Yeshua is coming to take us to. When that time comes, it's not time to get sentimental and nostalgic about where we have been located. It's time to pack up and say, it's time to go home. We cut our losses from the place that we are, and we go home. When Israel came out of Mitzrayim, out of Egypt, they left behind perhaps some things that they wish they could have taken, but it's time to go. If we're going to make it to the land, we got to go, and we got to go right now. So Yeshua's outside in the driveway, in the automobile, blowing the horn. Come on, let's go, let's go. You will get the picture. There was a problem in the making of this exit. Yaakov's trying to leave Lavan and Haran behind him. But somebody in his company is trying to take a part of that system with them. Rachel has got the idols of her father in her baggage. It's ill-advised. This is wrong. This is a stumbling block. This is a hindrance. This is dangerous. When Yah calls you out and says it's time to leave, it's not time to take the trinkets and the superstitions and the customs and the issues and the baggage with you. A dear friend of ours, Dr. Sukina from Indigenous Messengers, please look them up, indigenousmessengers.com, I believe is the website. Dr. Sukina has taught and used the phrase, when did my luggage become my baggage? You can sit and meditate on that one all day long. We carry out things with us, and instead of being what are items that are vital and necessary for us, they become baggage, things that we just need to cut loose. When Laura and I came out of the church system that we were a part of, Yah had spoken to us very, very clearly. August of 2002, it's time for you to leave. He gave us a deadline. We had 2 weeks. That was not easy, but we made the deadline and we left. To be honest with you, we probably left some things behind that we needed to take with us. But we took everything that we had known and understood and just kind of left it in a pile and started from scratch. Praying through doctrines, praying through teaching, praying, Father, what do you want us to do? Here's a blank sheet of paper. Show us what to put on it, was our mindset. We left some things behind, such as the gifts of the Spirit, for a season, until Yah says, you need to go back. And among the luggage and the baggage, there are some things you need to pick up again. You need to pick up the gifts of the Spirit. You need to pick up some thoughts about Messiah. You need to pick up some understandings of leadership and so forth. Pick these things up selectively. Take them with you because they are righteous and they are for your good. There were other things, mindsets, traditions, customs, and so forth. He said, leave that alone. It is the gift of discernment. It is the willingness to pray through and to persevere through prayer till you come to some righteous understanding. This isn't an easy process. It's not for me. It's not for you. It's not for anyone. But it is a worthy process. It is a time-consuming process. The idea that you can figure this out through a week's worth of prayer, that's just not reasonable. Rachel should have known an idol doesn't belong in righteous company. And it ended up being detrimental to her. Yaakov didn't know it was there. There are some things that we don't know that we're keeping up with and holding on to. May Yah reveal those things to us, and may we be cleansed from them without losing what is valuable. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. May the Father's presence be with you. May Yeshua be revealed at your Shabbat table. And we'll see you again next week. Until then, Shabbat Shalom.